Hey there, CPO here, and I wanted to go over a couple of upgrades I've recently made to the helicopter. So as you can see, I've changed the look entirely with some modifications and some upgrades. I've got this special canopy, which is much easier, quite frankly, to get off and on the helicopter. And I got a new battery mount, which is, I think, in many regards more stable. You know, I went with a simpler main gear, and I decided to go flybarred because you know, I'm a beginner and the other electronics are very confusing. So any rate, I think it's going to fly a lot better, and I think it's just way cooler. I mean, what are you going to do? So obviously I'm kidding. Actually, this turns out to have been the first helicopter I ever owned. It was given to me. My father-in-law bought it for my son and I don't know how many years ago, probably 8 to 10 years ago. It's the biggest piece of junk I've ever had the privilege of putting a battery to, but it's a little 2-channel. It does supposedly 2 things, goes up and goes forward, and then perhaps maybe with some control over tail rotor, maybe have some side-to-side movement of the tail. But the reality of it is it doesn't do anything. It just spins on the ground, shoots off into trees. I have no idea. I don't even remember how it works. But at any rate, I don't know why I still keep it around. It's been in the garage forever, and it's been my reminder of one of these days I want to fly a real helicopter. So I don't have the heart to throw it out, even though it's a total piece of junk. So with that said, this, of course, is the helicopter you all know and love, the Taro 450 Pro V2 that I've been working on. So I've done a couple things. I did get my parts in from the emergency crash repair kit. Got new blades on. I got new front torque tube gears, and new feathering shaft, new main shaft, and got these newfangled Taro Velcro straps to replace my really ghetto Dell laptop power supply strap. So that's all good. But you know, and then you've seen the video where I've upgraded my tail. There is one thing I did to the tail, and I did it just today, as a matter of fact, and that is I did finally do the finless bob tail flip mod. And basically what that involves is turning it into trailing edge control instead of leading edge control. So I'm not going to recreate his how-to video. Let me see if I can show you here though. So basically the mod involves switching which grip these bearing connections go from this T-arm assembly. So normally it would have been on this side, which would have been leading control, and basically you pull it off, reverse it, and then put it on the other side, which makes it trailing control. And then of course you have to flip your grips so that they go back in the right direction. And it gives me a better geometry. I wasn't real happy with the tail setup, given the fact that I can't center the pitch slider, because otherwise basically I don't have any pitch. And you know, I flew it that way. I didn't mind it, but I really like having, I like to be able to have the option to flip into rate mode and not have the helicopter spin in circles because there's no pitch compensation. So that is that. You can check out Finless Bob's video. If you want more detail, ask me questions. I'll be happy to help you out. But I don't think it's necessary to recreate that. But at any rate, I think it's going to be a better flying tail. Let's see, what else did I do? I did add in this tail boom support brace bracket to basically hold these guys in place. It's supposed to reduce vibration if there is any, and I don't know if I had any to deal with or not. And the other thing is, in theory, is in a crash situation, it helps protect these booms from flipping up into your main blades, which I've crashed once and I had to replace main blades, and these were staying where they are. So, you know, take it for what it's worth. So what I really wanted to show you is I decided to jack up my ride a little bit. So what I did, I put some spacers back here underneath the rear of the skid assembly. And I did that because it actually raises this tail off of the ground even more. Like, I think I got like, I don't remember, 11/16 of an inch additional height. I took some pictures with my cell phone, and I'll show you what those are. And sorry, they're cell phone pics, so they're not great quality. But basically, I just stuck these under here to give a little bit of lift to the rear. So my thought is that with a little bit of forward tilt, I have a little bit better chance of avoiding tail strikes. You know, this does protect the tail from hitting the ground, but you know, at a flat descent, this thing is just, you know, fractions of an inch off the ground. So what I wanted to do is have a little bit of room there, so if I'm a little bit tail heavy on my descent, then I'll have a little extra give before I actually touch the ground with that carbon fiber. So basically, this is some nylon spacers that I glued together in stacks of 2, and then I fit 3 across. I had to get a longer screw here to go up all the way through because the factory screw didn't have enough room to fit 2. I could fit 1, but not 2, and still have some connection in there. So I'll show you some pictures of what it kind of looks like. These are the washers here that I'm using. I just got them at the local hobby store. There's a couple of nylon washers. I was looking for something, spacers, what have you. I found these, and I figured, well, if I stack them, you know, that may be enough to give me some height in the tail. And because of, you know, the angle that I'm dealing with here, just stacking it 2 of these spacers gives me quite a bit of lift on the tail. After sitting flat on the ground, you can see I've got quite a ways there that the tail is actually off the ground. And if I tip it, you'll be able to see exactly how much room I have to go from the flat skid position. So it just gives me a little extra room as a beginner. I'm not planning on using landing gear or training gear anymore. So I just figured it would be nice to build in a little bit of extra room there with regard to having, you know, an imprecise landing. So anyway, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it, and hopefully I'll be flying tomorrow if the weather is nice. It was really windy this afternoon when I got off from work, so I didn't get a chance to fly. So hopefully tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon it calms down some, I can get some time in. But that's it. Appreciate it, and I'll catch you on the next one.